right, what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick Strength and Power in the finals of the 2025 Mr. Olympia Men's Open Bodybuilding. Just wrapped up. Derek Lunsford becoming the first Mr. Olympia since Big Ramy to become a two-time Olympia champion. So Derek Lunsford did what I thought he was going to do. I'm not super surprised by this. I thought he was going to win after prejudging. I thought he was going to win after finals. In second place, you had Hadi Chupin. In third place, this was kind of surprising, Andrew Jack moving up to third, and it was surprising because he defeated reigning Mr. Olympia, Samson Dauda, slipping down into fourth place, and Martin Fitzwater rounding out the top five in fifth. So let's talk about it. I feel like this was a very close top two. I think the entire finals, it was definitely just between Derek and Hadi. They even did essentially a third confirmation round with the four of them, Derek, Hadi, Andrew, and Samson. And in the very beginning of finals, they did 3 full posing rounds with just Derek and Hadi in the center, and then another one at the end of finals, like an extra confirmation round. So it must have been very close between the two. I'm very curious to see these scorecards. I'm going to do a full scorecard review tomorrow because I think it had to be close. They were definitely making the decision live at the finals. And look, congratulations to Derek. I do think he looked good. I think he was kind of the underdog here in the sense that a lot of people were rooting against him. A lot of people were rooting for Nick. A lot of people were rooting for Samson. After prejudging, I feel like a lot of people were rooting for Hadi. And despite everything that Derek accomplished this year, the Arnold Classic victory over Samson, the Pittsburgh Pro victory over Nick, now completing the Triple Crown, as he calls it, here at the Olympia, I feel like so many people were rooting against him. And I keep going back to this poll that I did on my channel. 50,000 plus people voted. Only 5% had Derek winning the Olympia this year. So even though on paper he had beaten Samson, the reigning Mr. Olympia at the Arnold, he had beaten Nick, one of the fan favorites, he was still kind of the underdog in the eyes of the fans, and I think he proved his point here. And one thing that I thought was interesting is when he was talking to Bob in his interview, he said that the reason for the delay, because finals started a bit late, was that Derek wasn't feeling well backstage and he wasn't ready to come out. And that's also why, because I saw a lot of people message me about this. Every year at the Olympia, when they do their individual posing routines at the finals, the reigning Mr. Olympia, or the defending Mr. Olympia, is always the last person to do their routine. And a lot of people noticed that Samson was not the last person to do his individual routine, but Derek was. And apparently that's because he wasn't feeling well backstage. So I don't know exactly what that's about, but that was the reason why finals was delayed a little bit and why Derek was the last one to come out on stage. Now look, I'm going to be honest here. I'm very curious to hear what you guys think in the comments below. I think this is going to be a hotly debated, maybe contested Olympia result. I haven't really disagreed with an Olympia decision in a few years now. This one is one that I'm a little bit surprised about, if I'm being completely honest. I thought Derek was definitely leading prejudging. That's what I had heard. That's what I thought. That's what I saw. After prejudging, I thought Derek was winning. But I'm going to be honest with you guys. After finals, and at the end of prejudging, that final call-out they did at prejudging, I had Hadi slightly ahead, but that was only one call-out of several that they did at prejudging. Then at finals, I feel like Hadi came back better. Derek came back better. Honestly, all of them did. Derek, Hadi, Samson, Andrew, they all came back better for the finals. But I thought Hadi really brought it, and I feel like that's why they did so many comparison rounds, because I feel like Derek was probably winning after prejudging. Derek was probably winning starting out the finals. But I think Hadi really, really pushed him here. Hadi was on point. And I did a prejudging video right before I did the finals video. There's 4 poses that I think you can make a really strong argument for Hadi over Derek in, even in prejudging, and I think even more so in finals. It's the abs and thighs, the most muscular, the front double bicep, and even the back lat spread. That's half of the poses. So that doesn't mean that Hadi wins. It's only half. But I think those 4 are a really strong argument for Hadi, like even hard to argue for Derek. So I'm very curious to hear what you guys think in the comments below, because this definitely was a close one. And I think that, honestly, Hadi almost had him. Hadi was really right there on the edge. And I'm a little bit disappointed because I thought Hadi was going to pull it off. I felt like his conditioning was on point, both prejudging and finals. He just kept getting better and kept getting tighter as the night progressed. And I think also you got to consider, with Hadi, the fact that he was stuck in Dubai, he got his visa late, and this year he is officially not working with Hani Rambod as his coach, and Phil Heath even confirmed that. Hani hasn't been coaching him. So Hadi has been doing this on his own, and I think that's a testament to what kind of bodybuilder Hadi really is, the type of condition and consistency that he has, whether he's working with a coach or not. He was still able to bring it and really push Derek to the point where, you know, by the end of this finals, I thought Hadi might have it. I'm not surprised that Derek won. I think Derek did enough to win. I felt like he was going to win from prejudging. But by the end of this finals, when they did that extra confirmation round, I really thought there was a chance that Hadi had overtaken Derek here. That's how good Hadi was. And when you consider all these circumstances, I think it's extraordinarily impressive what Hadi was able to accomplish here. And then looking at Samson Dauda, I think Samson looked a lot better at the finals, and this is kind of what I said in the prejudging video. Samson has a lot of room to get better because he looked so flat and depleted at the prejudging. All he had to do was really fill out for the finals, and he did, but that still wasn't even enough to get him in the top 3. So again, we have back-to-back years where the reigning champ has dropped significantly. Last year, Derek was the reigning champ and dropped to 3rd, and then Samson won. This year, Samson was the reigning champ and dropped to 4th, which is the biggest fall, I think, since Big Ramy in 2022 of a reigning champ. And honestly, you know, if you watched my video that I did right before finals, I think, you know, sadly, I think that was fair for Samson. I think people were shocked by it, but I think it was the right call. If you watch the prejudging video that I did, the pose for pose, you really can't make a strong argument for Samson in almost any of those 8 poses against Derek, Hadi, or Andrew Jacked. I think he did try to come in with crazy condition. I feel like he was really trying to focus on condition. That's why he was so downsized. That's why he looked so much smaller. And I think it's pretty apparent that he probably overdid it. Whatever he did too much of. He came in too downsized. He came in too flat. He came in too depleted. He did fill up good for finals, but I think that's what led him to drop to 4th place. And I guess we kind of could have saw this coming with the guest posing that he did at like 6 weeks out from the Olympia. A lot of people commented that he looked significantly smaller there, and he was significantly smaller here, but it led to like this kind of flat and not even crisp look. And I kind of challenge you guys, if you thought that Samson should have won, in the comments below, go pose for pose, look through all the 8 mandatory poses. Tell me which pose you have Samson winning. I genuinely don't think there's a strong argument for any of the poses that Samson wins. So I think that was a fair decision. Nick Walker, of course, is out of the top 5.
Without any doubt, the greatest bodybuilding show on earth.
You don't want to miss this.
Best show in the world.
Well, I'm very excited.
Best Arnold weekend ever.
To your winner, Derek Lunsford.
Let's go.
Actually, let's go right now. The competitor list just got posted a second ago. So here's the full placings for the 2025 Mr. Olympia Men's Open Bodybuilding category. Derek Lunsford in 1st. So he was actually, yeah. Here we go. Derek Lunsford was winning prejudging pretty handily, which is what I thought. But at finals, it was a 1-point decision. He had a score of 8. Hadi had a score of 7. So Hadi was really on his ass at the finals. Derek was leading by 3 at prejudging, which I'm not surprised. I thought he was winning. I heard he was winning. Finals, Hadi was pushing him. 1-point decision. So Hadi in 2nd, Andrew Jacked in 3rd, Samson Dauda in 4th. It looks like he was in 4th at both prejudging and the finals, and he got even worse. Oh, wow, that's surprising. Yeah, he got even worse at finals, and it looks like maybe Andrew Jacked got better. Samson got worse at finals. That's kind of surprising. Martin Fitzwater in 5th. Nick Walker did end up in 6th place. Brandon Curry in 7th. I want to give a shout-out to Brandon. Brandon really impressed me here. In my Olympia predictions, I didn't have Brandon in my top 10. There were honestly some shots where I thought Brandon looked better than Nick Walker, and Nick was the most hyped bodybuilder going into this show. So shout out to Brandon. You proved me wrong. You're still hanging in there. You're the man. 8th place, Tonio Burton. 9th place, William Bonac. Rounding out that top 10, Good Vito, the only bodybuilder making his pro debut this year to crack the top 10. Shout out to Good Vito, man. He really brought it. Right behind him, Behruz Tabani in 11th. Jordan Hutchinson in 12th. Urs Kalasinski, one of the more hyped guys going into the show, 13th. Regan Grimes, 14. Rubiel Mascara just narrowly avoiding last place. 15 out of 16 placings, Rubiel. Everybody else with a tie for 16, which is considered last place. So what an exciting Olympia, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I'm sure that the internet is going to be on fire after this one because I felt like watching this, even though that I thought they were going to give it to Derek. When I was watching these finals and they announced Derek as the winner, this was the first time in a long time I felt like, ooh, I don't know about that one. I felt like Hadi might have had him at the finals, so I'm sure the internet is going to be ablaze about this one because Hadi was right there. I really felt like it was going to go to Hadi by the time the finals wrapped up. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, click that bell notification icon if you have not already. And as always, I love you guys, appreciate you guys. Nick Strength and Power signing out. All right, guys, don't forget to click that like button and subscribe to this channel if you enjoy the content. Also, check out my Instagram at Nick Strength Power. My Facebook page, which is simply Nick Strength and Power. My secondary YouTube channel, Nick Strength and Vlogs, for vlogs and bonus content that you will not see on this channel. And consider subscribing to my third YouTube channel, Nick Strength and Pokemon, which is all things Pokemon and trading card games, completely unrelated to this channel. So if you're into that, give that one a look. And all links to merchandise and social media will be in the description box below. If you guys want a Nick Strength and Power t-shirt, that will be in the Shopify link below. Have a great day.